Okay, here's the scenario that Shelby and I want you to contemplate. You are cast on a physically competitive reality TV show, and you have to be in top physical and mental condition because all of your friends and family are going to be watching, and you know how they can judge. So how do you prepare? How do you train for this? In our last video, you saw that we just found out that we were accepted as cast members on Season 2 of RV Unplugged, a reality show that will have 10 couples compete against each other in a series of challenges, all while living off the grid in their RVs. That's right, no electric, no water, no sewage, only what the rig can carry. For how long, you may ask? Well, long enough to film 10 episodes. That could be weeks of grueling mental and physical trials under unplugged conditions. That means that we need to prepare and we need to train. But how? Well, maybe we're already ready for this next ridiculous challenge. It truly feels like we've been preparing for this moment all our lives. We've participated in competitive sports since we were young. Shelby was so good, she was even in the newspaper. We've jumped out of planes, run marathons, and triathlons. Even some of those mud runs. We've got 5 kids and we're such a competitive family that we even built a family wall of fame so that we could one-up each other and try to put the pressure on. I mean, encourage each other with the celebration of mutual success, of course. And it worked. Our family has seen all-stars and national championships and even world championship that led to invitations to march in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and excellence in robotics tournaments. And even after losing his sight at age 9, our oldest son still found a way to make it into the newspaper with his athletics. It's amazing. On top of all that, Shelby and I have never stopped hiking. We've been lucky enough to hike peaks all over the country. We've hiked to the highest point on the Appalachian Trail and all the way down to the base of the Grand Canyon.
Behind us. And then, of course, the sunshine, bam, right on our back. But that's all Grand Canyon, and that's where we came from. Right up that way. And here's where we're going. Right down that way. Can't really tell that way, but that's where we're headed. All right, well, we're almost down there. There's a little better look at the Colorado River.
We actually found a spot at the base of the Grand Canyon near the Colorado River to set up camp and stay the night in the Grand Canyon under the stars. We hiked back to the upper rim in the morning. Well, morning, afternoon, and evening.
Well, this is it. We hiked the whole day out of Bright Angel. I don't know how many hours, but how many hours?
I don't know, 9, 10.
11 hours of non-stop hiking.
Yeah, so this is great and all. We're a super competitive family, and Shelby and I can put one foot in front of another on a trail, blah, blah, blah. But what is this going to do to help us against other ultra-competitive RV couples? We decided to put together an up-to-date game plan. Number 1, we figured balance and steadiness would be key to the physical challenges. So I surprised Shelby by building her an obstacle course on our property. Well, I tried to surprise her.
See what we got going on over here. Looks like it could be exciting. You never know what he's building.
Hello.
What you building?
Well, it's supposed to be a surprise.
Not so much of a surprise anymore.
So we're preparing, right? We're preparing physically, mentally, etc.
Yes.
So what better way to prepare for the obstacles ahead than to build an actual obstacle course?
Very well said.
This way here, every time you go back and forth to your mom's every day, you can practice your balance and stability. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna like it.
It's
Thank
just
you.
one little piece, but there's going to be many others. It all needs to be supported. It's going to be a blast. Well, here it is, the completed project. All right, now it's not the biggest obstacle course, but instead of taking this little rocky path that's now getting covered with grass, it looks like you can practice your balance on this little nifty obstacle course. What do you say? Uh-oh. Perfect.
Whoa! Shelby was doing pretty good, so I wanted to give it a try also. If I flail my arms any faster, I'm going to take off.
Tricky.
Look at me with beginner's luck. Oh yeah.
Yeah, one try.
I was pretty happy, but I don't think Shelby was. She smashed my head with the camera here. Remember how competitive I said we were? Well, after I did it on my first try, Shelby jumped right back on in the opposite direction, handed me the camera, and then she did this.
Hit me in the head.
That tree right there was the culprit.
Yep, even with the interference from a tree, she got it on her first try in the other direction.
Both directions. Well, there it is. There's the obstacle course. Every day, we'll take the obstacle course back and forth from our RV spot to Shelby's mom's house. And we'll see if that helps with balance and maybe steadiness better than just walking on this gravel path, which is less gravel and like more grass nowadays. Anybody know how to fix that?
Number 2, we've got to keep hiking. It's something we've done all the way up till now, and we shouldn't stop. It's really the best way for us to keep our cardio going since we don't hit the gym and we don't really run too much anymore, you know, protecting the knees. Walking, hiking, it's a little bit better. We also decided to add biking to the endurance portion of this game plan. On this trip, we rode the American Tobacco Trail in North Carolina, 22 miles, with our 2 oldest boys, Jake and Brad.
How's it going back there, fellas?
Casual.
So this is the beginning of the American Tobacco Trail.
Right here?
We're going to ride it all the way to Durham. And we're going to have some lunch by the stadium.
That'll be nice.
Got to keep 2 hands on the wheel.
There it is, Shelbs. There's Durham. There's Jake and Brad. Yeah, boys. We made it. How many miles?
22.
22 miles.
So hiking and biking, a strong foundation for number 2 in our game plan. And then there's number 3, the puzzles, mind games, and mental challenges. We did the best we could with this by playing board games with the kids and practicing little puzzles out of books, but that just wasn't enough. What would you do in this situation? I can tell you, next time you're cast on a reality TV show, a great way to prepare for the mind games and mental challenges would be to visit River Island Adventures in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Some good friends of ours told us about it, so we went to check it out. This place offers a 2-hour race called Escape from River Island, where teams of 2 compete in 10 Survivor-style challenges on an island. They call it part Survivor and part Amazing Race, and that was right up our alley. What are we doing today?
No, we are doing a Survivor-like show hosted at the River Island Adventure in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
And we're hoping that this will give us all the skills, or at least help us practice
A little practice.
all the skills that are necessary to win this thing.
Let's do it!
So this is how the competition works. First, they're going to suit us up right here and get us ready to jump in some kayaks. Then, we're going to paddle downstream to their privately owned competition island. Here, let me show you what I mean with the drone. So we'll all be launching our kayaks right from here and then paddling straight downstream in this direction. Let's head down there a ways so you get a feel for what it's going to be like when we paddle in the kayaks. After all the twists and turns, we'll come to a point where we have to make a right turn, and that'll take us to the private island. It's easier if I show it to you from the overhead. As you can see, after all the twists and turns, we have a choice to make. We could go either left or make this right here. And that's what's going to take us down to the private island. Once we make that turn, if you look closely on the left, you'll actually see some of the obstacle courses and physical challenges that are part of today's events. So now that we know where we're headed, let's jump in the kayaks and get started. There's no real need to rush here. The competition doesn't start until we get to the island. When we got to the island, all of the teams positioned their kayaks in a way so that they could escape as quickly as possible to get back to the headquarters, because the first team back would be the champions of today's challenge. Then we got a full debrief on all 10 of the obstacles, puzzles, and mind games that we would have to conquer faster than all the other teams in order to win the day and be crowned champions.
That team gets a 30-second head start on the other teams. Okay? Any questions about that? No. All right, guys. Get on your blocks of wood.
You take this one.
I'll cheer you on. Okay. I thought this was like running, and you couldn't do that, but you can now do this.
So all of our challenges today, guys, here's the rules. You cannot physically hinder the other teams in any way, okay? So no pushing, no shoving, no blowing of your neighbor's balls. You have to keep you got to keep your hands to yourselves. All right, but you can trash talk all you want. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How long has the longest person lasted on this?
46 minutes.
Oh, would you
F that. 4 to 6 minutes, I said.
Oh, 4, 2.
I'm out.
You're out? Oh, all right. Just put your ball on the little hole there. All right. I'm going to start at 5. When I get to 1, you need to be on 1 foot.
You're stressing me out.
5.
Now, we're not going to show you every second of every challenge, but let's watch some of the highlights together. You'll see some of the exciting moments, and then we'll get to the end to see who won.
I'm done.
Craps.
Come on, James. Regain your composure.
All right. We got 1 green, 1 purple, 1 blue, and 1 red left.
Come on, Kater, you can do it. Come on, Kater.
Oh, red's out. 1 green and 1 purple left.
Oh my god.
You gotta get out.
Dang it!
Oh, all right.
Nice job, baby. Good job.
There's our friends Kevin and Tabitha winning the first challenge. Well, actually, Tabitha won the first challenge, but as a team, they got 30 seconds as a head start, and that's pretty big. For this first challenge of the full gauntlet, each team has to take wooden planks and set them down on 11 stairs and spell out words as part of a puzzle. Then one of the members climbs those stairs and takes water from a bucket and pours it down that little red tube, while the other teammate fills a cup at the bottom and carries that water over, filling a thin basin until a floating key comes to the top and we can unlatch a lock to move on to our next challenge. It's kind of crazy.
3, 2, 1, go!
So for this challenge, we saw all the teams spelling out the words on the ground first and then putting them up on the stairs. We figured, why not just spell it all out right on the stairs first and skip that whole step in between? So that's what we did.
We're doing escape back.
No, Pete.
Escape, baby, escape.
Escape backwards. How do you spell it?
ESCAPE.
Look at that teamwork. I'll put the boards down as Shelby spelling the word backwards for us so we could work our way up the stairs. Pretty awesome. Go to the top.
Red team's good.
Go. And just like that, we made it to the top of the stairs first. Put it in the hole. Shelby.
What?
Shelby, come here.
What?
Put it in the end of this tube. As soon as Shelby and I worked out a rhythm of her pouring water down the tube and me collecting it at the bottom, we really found our groove. And we were filling our cylinder very quickly while it seemed like the other teams were arguing with each other.
Come on, boy. Are we good? Orange team's good. You take the top. I got the top. What do I need?
R on the top. Why do we have a P? This makes no sense.
Go.
Go.
You gotta spell it out on the ground for
After several more minutes of perfectly timed pours, we were almost at the end.
Red team's got about 3 more pours. Red team's got their key.
One last floor. Who's frogging there? Where? I don't know. There is no frog. You lie. Head over to the slackline challenge and decide which player will race across the slack line and retrieve a bag of blocks. If you fall off, you must return to the last you departed. The other player must unscramble the blocks to determine the combination. So
You're going to have to unscramble.
I'm going to unscramble. You got this, babe. Just take your time. Does this mean anything?
Do I need this rope?
No. That's for kids.
Is this the code for this?
Guys, I can't tell you. This is a puzzle. You're gonna need the block.
Are you ready?
Oh, block number
Huh?
1.
Are you ready?
Yes. Can I grab them? Take them out of the box. Come out of the box. He said, remember this code? I put it in right. Now, what do we do with these?
You gotta read your clue.
Oh, this is. Oh. Take your bag of beanbags back to your team's set of stairs to start throwing the beanbags to knock down your targets. You must throw the bag by standing on the ground directly where you hold it. Touch the stairs. Right here. No, right here.
We were clearly in the lead here, and after 5 more challenges, we're still leading the pack. We were the first ones to jump in our kayak and the first ones heading back to headquarters. At that point, it was just giving it our all to make sure nobody caught up to us.
So, how was that?
Oh my gosh, that was so much
Woo!
awesome. But guess what? We won!
Team Ren wins. We're gonna see if we get up on this podium right here. Maybe we'll get up there and get a picture.
Well, somehow we pulled it off. We came in first place in this little one-day adventure, and we're hoping that type of luck carries over to RV Unplugged. Looks like we have our training plan firmly in place, and our next step is to head on down to Florida to the new filming location for RV Unplugged Season 2.
Hey everybody! Jack and I just got finished competing in a survivor-like challenge against 6 or 7 other couples. Oh my gosh, this place is so cool. It's River Island Adventures, and it's in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So if you're in the area, I definitely think you should check it out. You will have so much fun, and guess what the best part is? Jack and I won! Go Team Red! Yay!
Well, if you enjoyed spending time with us, and we hope that you did, we sure would like for you to come along for the ride. So feel free to subscribe and join us on our next adventures. We'll have some fun together, I promise.